Happy Friday, guys! We're back, and we are going to finish what we started last week by doing the interior of our jungle temple. There was very little direction for this interior, just have it be abandoned and kind of falling apart. There needed to be a big, important door, and I just needed to map one room, like the entrance room. So, as usual, I sketched out a thumbnail to get an idea of what I'm working with. What we've got going on here is, first of all, there's a raised dais, and you go up on that to access the big important door. And then we also have these two lower areas down in the bottom left and right corners. And my idea is that they'll be sort of separated from the main walkway by this abandoned sluice idea thing. I imagine that these areas used to have water, and then over time this place has been abandoned. Maybe the water ran out or ran very low, and now they're grown over with plants. So without further ado, let's get started mapping. As a reminder, here's our exterior that we made already. We're going to need to keep with a similar vibe for this interior map. As usual, I've gone ahead and set up my bones already in the RPG Maker engine, and then we can get started making walls. It really does feel like half of Parallax mapping, at least the way that I do it, is just making walls. But you know, recently I was replaying through Final Fantasy VI, and I was just blown away at how beautiful the art in that game is. Oh my gosh. It just makes me want to get better at game making. It makes me want to make prettier maps. So I guess building walls is worth it. Since we're just kind of building walls, why not take this chance to chat? I don't have many people in my real life who I can talk to about things like video games and game development and all that sort of thing. So can we talk about Gooner video games for a minute? Have any of you guys played Growlancer? I'm playing through it right now, and let me tell you, this is just a delight. I'm playing Wayfarer of Time, the PSP version of Growlancer 4, and I love that everybody is just so all over me all the time. I mean, for JRPG purposes. We're still fighting enemies, and honestly, the battle system is pretty good. It's a tactical battle system. But that's not why we're here. We're here to date the girls. And possibly not the girls. Because let me tell you, the way I absolutely did not expect that one of the first people to join my harem would be a boy in short shorts, thigh-high boots, and a corset top. What? Look at this official art right now and tell me to my face who you think I'm dating, because you know it is this one. Technically, I can only bromance him or whatever, but no. Of course, there are plenty of white-haired, soft-spoken girl characters if you're too cowardly to admit that the scarf boy is the cutest one. But you know, if you're going to be dating a girl in this game, why would you even bother with those white-haired girls when you have your dad's school nurse-looking girlfriend? But as I'm playing through this game, it just reminds me of so many PC98 games. Do any of you play PC98 games? I like to emulate them every now and then. And they're great. I mean, they're absolutely seedy and kind of trashy, but the art is so good. And look at those UIs. I wish there were more games in this style that weren't simply Gooner games. I feel like there's not enough, proper games made on PC98, and I understand why. But let me know if you guys know any PC98 games that are maybe a good blend of classic PC98-ness and then maybe some actual gameplay too. Maybe a good story that's not about, this. And oh look, our walls are built. And maybe I'm going to leave you for a little bit so we could just focus on mapping. But yes, if you know any PC98 games, recommend them in the comments. Please, 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 I have a desperate need. Oh my gosh, we're done. Remind me not to do commissions anymore. I hate them. Though, all in all, I do really like the way that this looks. And I'm really excited to see how Decay uses this map in Leyline Chronicles 2. I left a few places, especially down in those lowered sections, for treasure and, I don't know, other evented type things. I know if this was my map that I was actually using in my game, I would 100% have treasure chests down in the lowered areas. But, whew, okay, commission done, and now I can get back to working on my own game. If you stuck around this long in the video, thanks so much for hanging out. We had an interesting chat there for a while. Definitely recommend any actually good PC98 games if you play them. Or let me know if you play Growlancer and tell me who your love interest of choice is. I guess we could also talk about the map too. I mean, let me know what you thought of the map. Interiors are always not quite as good as exteriors to me. Just because they're in a confined space, I don't feel like you can do as much dramatic stuff with them. Of course, that could just be my limited mapping ability, you know what I mean? So, ooh, I do have one last question for you guys before I go. Yesterday I was playing some RPG Maker games, and I don't know whether I should upload one of those playthroughs wait until next Friday and stay on a more consistent schedule, or just upload whenever, immediately. Let me know what you guys think about that. And my AC just kicked in. Maybe you can hear that noise in the recording. Sorry about that. But that means that it's officially over 85 degrees Fahrenheit in my apartment. So, I'm gonna go and turn the AC down so I can be cool again. Okay, bye!